going to talk slowly through this heartache. I've been sitting in my car for a few minutes, and it's cloudy out and a little windy, and the birds have been singing, and a few butterflies have flown by, and I got to witness that, and that has comforted me. When it used to be cloudy like this, I used to get sad, you know. I used to get sad when it was gray out. But nowadays I quite like it. It comforts me. I feel covered by the clouds in the sky. I've been staring at the camera, and the camera's been staring at me. Happy month of May. I hope you are well. This past week, I've been allowing myself to sit a little longer with my anger. I didn't go to group this past week. I didn't feel like being around anyone in my state. I didn't feel like being around anyone in person in my state. I wanted to just be with me, and whatever feelings were rising up, I just wanted to be there with myself. And I'm remembering that I need to take things slowly. I need to allow myself the opportunity to think through with more time, my pacing of things. I need to move slowly through. That's what helps me to feel like all the parts of me are being heard, given an opportunity to come to the forefront. That's how I feel. So for the month of May, I want to move slowly through my life, my days, my hours. I remember when my kids used to ride their scooters about. We'd walk around the neighborhood or walk down to the park or wherever we were heading, and they'd have their scooters. I still have one of the scooters. Just to help me remember. There's a tree full of birds over there. I've been thinking about how I don't want to end up back in the hospital. That's what I've been thinking about. was like, oh yeah, I was in the hospital at the beginning of the year, huh? And somehow, I forget that, like, I've had these moments where my mind and my body shut down on me, and like I couldn't do anything, you know. And I think it's important for me to keep that at the forefront of my mind, because I was so quick to, like, as soon as I started back work, even before I started back work, like as soon as I started feeling better, I was like, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? You know, instead of just continuing to pause and continuing to regulate and allow my system to come back to center, right? And staying there for however long I need to stay there to continue to get myself where I need to be well, you know, whatever wellness looks like for me, you know. And right now, wellness for me looks like getting all these papers and notebooks and books out of the bags that I have them in and into the drawers that I purchased for them to live. You know, tidying up my desk and continuing to do my self-care routine. You know, I need to get a pedicure. I need to go to the track. I would like to buy some weights to have at home, some additional ones to have at home. And so then that means for me pausing on certain ideas and projects that I've been considering, you know. Just for now, you know, it's like, okay. But you know what? Like, I just don't have my present circumstances are just not allowing me to have the capacity that I need to do those additional things, like the stuff that I need to do, the stuff that's more important for me right now. Like, you know, that's enough, you know. So I want to honor my timing and my pacing right now. I don't want to go against that because I don't want to end up back in the hospital, plain and simple, you know. And so during some moments I feel like, oh, I'm behind, or I'm not doing what I need to do, or I'm not doing enough, you know. And I've had like certain moments where I feel like a failure if I'm not doing all these extra things, you know. It's like, okay. If that's what it is and that's what I am, then so be it. You know what I mean? I'll sit with that. That's fine. If I feel that way, that's fine. There's room for me to learn even in that, if that's how I feel. Like, I feel like that for a reason, right? So if that's how I feel, like, there's room for me to learn even in that state, you know. I am sharing today despite the fact that I didn't really want to share. I was like so upset. I've been so upset that I just ain't been wanting to talk, you know. And I was kind of going back and forth. Oh, should I share? Should I put something out? I feel like I don't want to be vulnerable right now. And that's fair. That's fair. That's a fair feeling. But another part of me was like, no, I mean, I don't want to not do what I know I need to do just because I feel some kind of way, like, or just because someone or some people or some entity has made me feel some kind of way, you know. Like, I'm trying to see it more as like, all right, we got to move regardless, you know? We got to do what we got to do regardless, because it's always going to be something. It's always going to be something. It's always going to be somebody, you know? And that shouldn't stop you from doing what you know you need to do. At the very minimum. You know what I'm saying? So, I know that I wanted to say words out loud because I have a lot of them to say, you know? I just want to continue advocating for myself and whoever else needs to know that your mental health, your well-being, your health in general, your physical health, and the journey that you are on, the walk, the path that you are on to your betterment is important, and it's worth showing up for in whatever condition you find yourself in. It's worth advocating for and protecting and taking serious. And I've been getting a little bit more quiet. I've been getting more quiet because I felt like I wanted to hold on to my experiences and not have them be negated or brushed off, you know? Like I've been like, with the feedback, I've just been kind of like, all right, and keeping the feedback at a distance, so as to allow myself to feel like whatever I think about it is real enough and important enough, and I don't necessarily need the feedback right this moment, though I acknowledge that it's there and that it's helpful in some instances, you know. All right, I had to pause for a minute because my phone got hot again, even though it's not warm out at all. But well, first, the sun is hiding from us. And second, I got a chance to take some pictures of the mourning doves that are out, and that's so cool. That has made me feel a little bit better this afternoon. So I was saying that as a consumer of therapeutic products and services, be it via self-help books, and participating in group therapy, individual therapy, I have always felt and continue to feel that it's important and crucial to think about my mental health, my overall health, my physical health, my mental health, my gut health, my heart health extremely seriously, and with the responsibility that it is, you know. And so when I talk about my own personal journey and the things that I've seen firsthand, and the things that I share and my ideas and all of that, it's coming from this place of holding these experiences very seriously, and wanting to continue to hold myself accountable for the things that I say, right? And then to also hold others in the space accountable, right? And the professionals who put out the words that they put out, right? And anyone else who is saying that they are in this space advocating for and wanting to be uh, a person who is providing services, providing information. I'm wanting always to like advocate for that in a very serious way, you know. I remember when I first started attempting to like meet with a counselor or a therapist, you know, there was a lot happening in my own life, and there were people who I was seeking services from that told me up front like they didn't have the capacity to be able to help me with the things that I had, that I was holding, you know. And I think that was important to be honest about. And it kind of deterred me a little bit, but at least I got that honesty from them, you know. And I think it should always be that way. Like, whatever you got going on, like if it's too much for somebody to be able to help you with, then they should say that, you know. That's the better thing to do, you know. That's how I feel about it. Because the work, the commitment that it takes to like find healing and apply the things that you need to apply to your mental health is a very serious thing, you know. I say that from a place of like, I was in the hospital with all of my things, you know. I was in the hospital because I was taking a particular type of medication that my body reacted to in a particular way, and I could have died, pretty much. And I could have died. And or like I could not, I could, like it could have gone along a lot differently. Like the fact that I'm able to talk and walk and move about in the way that I am, like that could, you know, have gone differently, you know. That's how serious it is. That's how serious like administering medication. That's how serious it is administering diagnoses. That's how serious it is administering any type of strategy or advice to someone's life is, you know. And I don't take that lightly at all, you know. I don't take that lightly at all. And so I'm choosing now to slow down even further in my day-to-day activities, you know. I forget that. I forget that so easily. Like I'm like, all right, I'm feeling better, let's go do da 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 da. Like, okay, but you are feeling better now because you've slowed down, so you need to continue to slow down, you know. I can't do all the things. I can't do all the things. Even if whatever I want to do, I can't do all the things. I just can't. I mean, I could, but then I would end up where I was, and I don't want that for myself. So, I'm thankful that I've had recent access. All right, so this is going to be in a few increments. So I was saying that I'm thankful for the access that I've had to the professionals that have come alongside me on my mental health wellness journey. And that has also come with a cost, you know. And I just want to hold the space for that in my life. With, again, the seriousness that it is. And it might come off now as like me having an attitude. I'm learning that as I consider people's reactions to me after the experiences that I've had that have shaped my year and my life now in these unique ways, right? And I think that's okay. I think that's all right. I think it's needed. More of it. For all of my heartache, all of my feelings of betrayal, all of my feelings of violation, feeling like I've been violated in certain ways, and wanting to allow my anger and my anguish and sorrow over those things to further exist in the light of day. And knowing that, like, at the end of the day, it's still my stuff. You know what I mean? It's still my responsibility to myself and my life to hold these things with honesty, to look at the things that I have to carry with honesty and with what's the word I'm looking for? It'll come to me in a second. But in a particular way that says that this is important to me, you know? So that those parts of me feel dignified and not afraid and not humiliated and not embarrassed and not ashamed, you know? To hold myself and my life with honesty. With a sense of reverence, you know, like I fear rightfully, in like a rightful way. Like I fear certain outcomes, you know. There are certain lines then that I won't cross because I know that I'm trying to be a particular type of way and a particular type of person and a particular type of being, right? And so the way that I behave, the choices that I make, I have to consider all of me and then all of my family, all of my community, whoever else I'm responsible for in some way, you know. I have to carry all that in a particular way so as to care for it in the way that I want to and need to care for it, you know? Like the word that's coming to me right now is like valor, you know? Like this thing is valuable to me, you know? And so I won't treat it, myself, my life, my things disrespectfully, you know, or nonchalantly, you know? Like I see the value of myself, you know, my being, of my identity, and like the ways that I've had to like change and grow out of and into and move through, you know, all the things, you know, in order to be here right now and continue to say the things that I'm saying, and to trust that like I'm saying what I need to, right? And that it's coming together in the way that it needs to, right? And so if the anger comes because that hasn't always been the case, right? If I look back at my experiences and the way that I've been treated, which then like was a reflection and showcased how I was treating myself, you know, how I felt about myself, right? And I see the discrepancies there and the dissonance there, and it upsets me. It angers me, you know, and right now I'm moving through that. And so I'm like needing to continue to talk, needing to continue to slow down, needing to continue to look at things and not run from it and not be as afraid as I've been before about it. Like, this is my life. This is my stuff. You know, this stuff matters to me. It's important to me. And I don't say it lightly or to make fun of or be jokey. No, there's a time for that, yes, but no, not right now. Like not today. And however many times it takes me, however many times I have to, that's what we'll do, and it's okay. And me angry right now is good. Me angry right now is good. Me angry right now is needed. So yeah, I think that was all I wanted to say. I wrote down some stuff. I think I said what I felt like I needed to say for now about it. I'm practicing surrendering my effort and my attempts, so that I can feel lighter and continue to heal in the areas that need that. I don't have to be responsible for everything. I don't have to hold on to everything. Certain things that have been given to me, that aren't my things to hold on to and be responsible for. So practicing just being able to tell the difference and move through with more intentionality. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it for right now. I'm gonna go and do a few things that I need to do. I am hopeful for the rest of the day and for the upcoming days and weeks. And I am just gonna try my best. My best is good enough. And I just wanted to reiterate that I'm thankful for this day and for the ability to be here and for the holding of space and room for all of me. And I'll be back soon and I'll share some more. Love you, bye.